Hi, I'm Kishwar and I'm in the kitchen with Bengal Meat. Today I'm going to share a really special recipe with you called Keema Polao. It's everything you love about a tehari and a pulao meshed together. There are two really easy parts to this recipe. One is making the keema and the second part is a traditional pulao. So let's get started. এই রেসিপির জন্য সরষের তেল ইউজ করতে পারেন, but if you don't like the flavor of সরষের তেল, you can use ordinary vegetable oil. তেলটা একটু হিট হয়ে গেলে আমি কিছু কাটা মশলা অ্যাড করব। লবঙ্গ, কিছু দারচিনি, দারচিনিটা একটু ভেঙে দিন, আর এলাইচি। এখন আমি পেঁয়াজ অ্যাড করব, আর আদা আর রসুন। Once you have that all frying off, you really want to fry off that garlic and ginger paste and the onions well. So I'm using powdered spices, all from Bengal Meat, from their new powdered spice range called Nitto. So now that my spices have fried off a little bit, I'm adding the main ingredient, which is keema. I've obviously gotten this keema from Bengal Meat, and the reason I love making this for celebrations is because it's so quick and easy and accessible. And I get all my Bengal Meat in store or online. I like to use peas in winter, but today I'm going to add some capsicum. My keema is completely seared off. It's got a nice golden brown color. And now I'm going to add the pulao. The magic to this dish is all about the layering. I'm using chini gura chal, and this was soaked. You can soak it overnight, but again, you want to just soak it for a good 20 minutes to make sure it cooks through perfectly. So I have the keema layer at the bottom. I'm adding a layer of uncooked rice. And then I'm going to add some bereshta. So the next step is adding a whole layer of bereshta on top of my rice. Kacha morich add korte paren for fragrance. I'm just going to slit them. So there's a few things I want to add before we put the lid on and let this simmer away. The first is obviously water. The rule of thumb when adding water to pulao is about 1 to 1.5 cups. I go by a rough estimation, but that's the ratio. And the second thing you want to do before you close the lid is add a teaspoon of ghee. Do not be tempted to take the lid off. It needs to stay for about 20 to 25 minutes. This is a dish that I absolutely love serving on weeknights. It is a celebration dish because of that hearty keema and all the spices, then the ghee and the pulao. But because it all happens in one pot, I'm really happy to come home on a weeknight and serve this to my family. So this has been on the stove for about 25 minutes. My rice is nice and fluffy, and that's a really good sign. Now I'm going to finish it off with some saffron. I want you to come in to see this technique. So I love this part of the recipe. I make 4 or 5 little holes, and I do the same thing with pulao as well. Apni saffron to garam pani to bloom korte paren, kintu ami dudhe bloom kori, and it gives a really, really good fragrance. I've added saffron. Keora or rose water is also optional. The beef keema is on the bottom layer with the fluffy rice on top, so I'm going to serve it through layers. This already smells really good, but I'm going to finish with the rest of that saffron milk and saffron strands. And garnish with some cashew nuts to add some extra crunch and texture. And then, of course, সবশেষে বেরেস্তা. So there you have it. That was my really quick and easy Keema Polao. It's rich, it's fragrant, and everybody absolutely loves this dish.